Hey there, it is Christine Hendricks and CpoeticStew, also known as Candice, coming live. So thank you for coming on today with me and these viewers. I have some questions that I have a question that I didn't tell you that was kind of percolating in my brain, and I was like, I'm gonna surprise her.
Well, that's okay. We off the cuff, and I ain't even have to look at your other questions. So we good. Thanks for having me.
We are off the cuff. So why CpoeticStew?
You just thought about that. Well, you know what? That's a good question. Okay, so somehow during the pandemic, I was playing around on Facebook, but See Poetic Stew, I am a poet, known as See Poetic Touch, but See Poetic Stew came about. So I guess that's my name right now.
Oh, we have hello from Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra from Canada.
Yes. Uh, all right. Well, that is cool. So you do poems, and you can let the cat out of the bag. Earlier, you have a poem, and I'm dying to hear it.
Ooh, we just gonna start off early,
Oh
right?
yeah, we're
Get
digging
straight
in.
to it, okay?
I'm a dig in. Like I want to.
We going straight to it. That's cool. That's
All right.
hey.
Let me put you on. Let me put you on front center stage.
Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So yes, I'm a poet, and how the word says, the good book says, your gift makes room for you. During my college years, I just started writing poetry. From there, people asked me to write poems. And from there, I'm like, okay, if this really is what I need to be doing, we had a Women's Day years ago at this job I used to work for, right? So people could be a vendor. And it came to me an idea. Okay, if you're really good, then get a sheet of paper and display one of your poems and take order. If you get a lot of orders, that means you'll be good. And I was personalizing the poems. So that day in 1 hour, I made $500. So I said, okay, yes. And I just took orders. I just got a sheet of paper, a sheet of notebook paper and a pen, and I displayed one poem. And what it was, people wanted me to personalize the poems. So, and that's how it came about. I was like, it must be some more to this. So here I am.
Well, that is very cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You were supposed to tell me the poem.
Now I told you I was
avoided
gonna
that,
surprise you because I think you mentioned something in one of your interviews about you and your husband. Did you say something about, okay? So the poem is called Love Covering. And this was a poem someone asked me to do. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna surprise her because she mentioned her husband. She working diligently with these interviews. Hey, she needs some encouragement, okay? So
Just so everybody knows, um, I don't usually talk to people too much before the interviews because I want it to come out in the interviews, and I have to often say, stop, don't tell me. And she's like, oh, I wanted to surprise you with the poem, is that okay? And I'm like, well, it's not a surprise now.
I know.
But I did not hear the poem, so here we go. Let's go.
Okay. No pressure, right?
No
Okay,
pressure.
so no pressure. But just like I said, I wanted to encourage you. You're doing a lot. We're in a Hungry to Speak class with Les Brown, and your diligence with interviewing. She's interviewing a lot of our classmates. And so, I just thought, hey, who needs encouragement? Christine does. So the name of the poem is Love Covering. Okay. So when you look at your husband after the poem, you'll just look at him a little different. That's the goal. So the title is Love Covering. It goes something like this: the covering of our love, sent from heaven above, God has smiled upon us and providing a covering for our love. We waited for that moment in time. When my eyes glanced upon you, my heart knew you were mine. It was destiny that sealed our fate. A long process for the price of love. Now that I found you, it was worth the wait. Your inner and outer beauty is more than I dreamed. And in your presence, I want to treat you as a king. It's as if the clouds rolled and heaven was mangled. A star has fallen and sent me an angel. This day, we unite with our family friends, our hungry friends, and those who we can think of. giving God the glory for providing a covering for our love.
Oh
I
my
hope you like
goodness, you
it.
made me cry.
Don't
Oh, that is
cry.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my
So I told you, you're going to
goodness.
look at your husband different after that.
Maybe get him off the live stream to maybe see. That's
Okay.
beautiful. Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I
Thank
love the God
you.
smiles. And you don't know this,
What?
but the day we got married, my one friend asked me, she was doing my hair, how do you feel? And I started crying. I said, I never, ever thought I would find somebody who
What?
loves that loves me as much as he does.
What? So that was for you today. Ain't that something?
Thank you so much.
You welcome.
I appreciate it so much, and I'm sure he's going to appreciate it too.
You welcome. I hope he heard it. So
Did you hear that? He's trying to be quiet in the other room, so I'm not
okay.
sure. But I'll make sure he hears it. Oh, thank you
Okay.
so much.
You're welcome.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
You're
Whew.
welcome.
Oh, you just,
Look,
I'm
we can't concentrate after
speechless.
that, right?
It's not often I'm speechless.
Well, you know what? It kind of like you said, you mentioned what he said and what happened during that moment. And so just to hear it and it's kind of your words and his words. So you were saying that to him. Because remember, treat you as a king. So there we go.
And you know what?
What?
He always treats me like a queen. He
Oh.
always does what he can. Like he says, I have to take care of you. In fact, I'm not the greatest cook, and he knows that. And he'll
Oh.
cook a lot, and he'll actually put it on my plate. Sometimes he even cuts my meat, and I'm like, I'm not a little kid.
Oh, but that
And
shows
he
the
hands it,
love. But that's
then
the
he hands it
love.
to me,
You better
and
let
he
him cut that
says,
meat for you, girl. That's the love now. You don't
I
want me to throw you no plate now.
I know. Oh, and then he hands it to me, and he says, my queen.
Oh, do he really? Or are you making it up?
I am not. If I could get him to come on live, Pierre, can you at least verbalize and don't tell a lie? No, that ain't happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna take your word,
No,
but that's awesome.
but I do have somebody you can confirm this with, is my friend Lynn Serrano. She has been on video chat with me when he's done it, so
Oh,
she can
well, I
verify.
take your word. I don't have to confirm your friend.
So, did you just write this specifically for us?
No, I didn't write it specifically for you.
Okay.
I wrote it for a friend who got married. And I
Mhm.
told her, well, whenever she was a college friend, I said, well, whenever you get married, I'm gonna write a poem. Now I written a poem. Okay, so let's back. We're gonna backtrack on this.
Okay,
Okay.
back up.
Backtrack, we going back up in here,
I
up
still
in
got to
here.
wipe some tears away here.
Okay, wipe your tears.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, get you a tissue. Okay, we live now. We live now. We
oh
live.
my God.
Okay.
We are
So
live.
we having fun. It's always good to laugh.
It
Um,
is.
so how this came about? Oh, okay. Somebody sending you a message
Hold on.
there.
Christina's not the one to surprise. When she knows there is one, it drives her to find it. She does know that. If I love to be surprised, but if
Okay.
I know there's a surprise, like I'm like, what is the surprise?
Yeah. So that
And
kind of got you a little bit off.
she
Oh,
says
thank
beautiful.
you.
She says
Thank you,
beautiful.
Sandra. Thank you.
All right, I'll let you continue.
Okay. So you know how, people write poetry, you just write. Like I said, I'm in this Hungry to Speak class, and how I speak sometimes it at first it was just by writing. And so my words would come out by writing. And I wrote a poem, but I never finished it. But I said it at a family gathering. It got so quiet. It kind of scared me. I mean, they just was loud. And I said the poem, they got real quiet. And somebody said, you need to finish that poem. And that one poem, which I won't share with you guys now, but it's called Fighting for Your Destiny, That poem opened doors, and it's like one poem just went everywhere. I mean, when I say everywhere, it went into Hurricane Katrina, maximum security prisons, just this one poem. So
Wow.
yeah, it
Wow.
took me, yeah. So and that's what made me realize, you know what? That's that
It
gift
is.
that make room for you. You know, you just think you writing, but it's something people say, did you write that? Well, who else gonna write it? Yeah, but you know. So there we go.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm going to ask you to send that to me. I want to put that in my album. So if you could send
Oh,
that to me, thank you.
sure,
Oh, I
sure.
appreciate it. All right. So now we kind of know a little bit of your story.
Right.
And so this writing the poems
Mm.
and speaking is, and what you said, is this specifically ties you to why you want to speak, or is there more to elaborate on that?
Well, it does tie into why I want to speak, meaning that it's a voice that needs to be heard, not just on paper. So some people may say you're a spoken word artist. I'm not. I'm a poet, and the to me it's a difference. For a spoken word, you just out there speaking, or in poetry. Whereas a poet, it can be verbally, it can be visually, it can be on paper. And what I mean by that is when I wrote the poems for people, it became products. So, for example, I encouraged myself. So I was writing poems for myself and started putting it as products, putting it on the office and all that. And I went into this place and I put it as a poster. This man stopped me and said, "How much you want to sell that for?" I said, "Here we go again." So now it's for so it's like your gift is making room, and you have to go after your dream. So it's just so much. So the answer to your question, yes, this is how the speaking is coming about, verbally, products, and all that. So that's where I am.
That's awesome. um, so you said your gifts, and one thing I'm discovering about myself is my gift. And you know a month ago,
Hmm.
doing these interviews, I would have never thought, like, it wasn't even something I would have really thought I'd be doing. And all of a sudden, I even said to John Leslie, I said, I don't know what was actually said, but this is what I heard it. I'm going to be doing, and I started doing these interviews but and the other thing that I always say is God seems to know how to move me in a direction He wants
Yes.
me and puts me where He wants me.
Yes. You know
And
what?
here
You
I
know what
am.
I see for you? I see you having maybe a virtual talk show or a radio show, but like you said, your gift, meaning, okay, you thought the assignment was this, and your gift making room for you. So now you're not just talking to people, but you ask them questions, and who knows, you may be interviewing Oprah one day. Okay.
Maybe because God puts you at the level you're at,
Yes.
meets you
We
at the
said one day now.
at.
Okay, we gonna say one day while she living.
I love it. I love it. Um, so you have your poems and stuff, but what is your true message? If you have one message to put out there, or you might have multiple, like I feel I have multiple messages. What
Right.
about you?
I do have multiple. The multiple message in all the poem is hope, love, and faith. So if you got those three combination of ingredients, you can always bake something good, something out of that now. But in times like this, most of them are hope, love, and faith, and encouragement. But those are the main ingredients.
I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
one more
So,
ingredient. One more ingredient, Christine.
okay.
The last ingredient is the heart of God. So I just want to throw that up in there.
Sorry, the last
The
ingredient
last
is,
ingredient in the poem, and I just want to say this: the heart of God, meaning some
oh,
some of the poems are the heartbeat of God. So,
yes, I like that. The heart of God. That's
mm,
beautiful.
well, thank you.
All right, let's see here. um, is there anything? This is, I don't know. This is coming to me. Like, these, get in there. I don't know where they come from, but
Come on with it now.
is there something specific? I don't know why I'm asking this. Is there something specific in the Les Brown group that you want to share about? I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
Okay, so when you say something specific, meaning what am I getting out the blue?
Well, is there something more like, whether you have discovered a quote of your own or another quote? I don't know. I'm thinking there's something like about this group that, I don't know if it's touched you in a way, like it's really touched me. And
Right.
Les himself has become, you look and you go, okay, here I am, here's this legend, like, and you're looking up, right? And I'm going, like, he's an incredible speaker. Why does he make time for somebody or a lot of somebodies like us? And I heard him on Clubhouse and I went, oh, I have to be a part of that. I could see his vision. I could hear what he wanted to do. And I knew in that moment, he wanted to help other people get their messages out. And when I was on the one-on-one coaching call with him, and he talked to me like I'm on his level. He didn't talk down to me. He
Yeah.
didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's very personable. That's what I enjoy about it. He's very personable and he's very loving. I call him the godfather of motivation.
That's it. The Godfather.
Godfather, I mean,
I knew
really,
there was something.
he's the godfather of motivation. And it's just, I enjoy the class. If anybody's, I'm sure there's people watching, but I invest, I just encourage you to invest in Hungry to Speak. Go to hungrytospeak.com. That was the best investment. Les Brown got a video out there on Facebook called Bet on Me. You got to take time to invest in yourself. Now, sometimes we like to do massages, get your nails done, your hair, but to invest in yourself, to have a great leader to pour into you, to make it personable. And not just Les Brown, because John Leslie, man, he pouring into us too.
Oh man, he's incredible too, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And John Leslie, whether you know it or not, when he did that poem "Human Will" at TD Jakes Manpower Tape, I seen that years ago. So him and Maya Angelou was one of the people like, wow, I wish I could do poetry like that. And that's before I really just started writing. So
Did that inspire? Did that inspire you?
He
Is that what inspired?
did.
See, I
He
knew
did.
where somewhere
He
with
really
that.
did. That poem he did. You guys, you have to, I'm putting him out there. John Leslie did a poem called The Human Will at TD Jakes Manpower Conference. Oh my gosh. When I watched the tape, this was back in the day when it was a VHS. Okay. So yes, but it was just so powerful. It was impactful. And then he showed it in class last Thursday. I was like, oh my God. So yes.
Oops, I did something. I'm still here.
Okay.
I want to Human Will. I think that hold on.
You finna put it up?
I am.
Oh
If I can.
boy.
I think that's what it is. The Human Will, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
John Leslie.
Yes. That'd take me too long to type that.
Okay.
But the Human Will. And he was
14. Oh,
14?
I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was 14 or 15.
Very young, semantics, right? I mean, just so young. Incredible that he did that. And
yes,
it was so moving. And I watched that, I was like, wow. And then they said his age when he did it, because I thought he was in his 20s. I couldn't tell, right?
right. But it was so powerful, so much wisdom, and then the words. So the message, but the words in the message. So, like I say, words offer hope, faith, and the time that we're living in now is so much going on. People need encouragement. People need faith. They're barely holding on. So when you asked me if there was a quote, now, we have to do those 3 original quotes. I did put the last one, but I took it off because it got so good to me. I wanted to dive in deeper. But it said something like, adjust your sail just in case the wind blows you in a different destination. Ain't there
Nice.
something?
Nice.
Yes.
I actually was working on something similar, but it was a question, and it was, which direction do you want to steer your ship?
Hey, we're the captain of our ship.
Yep.
So it's just amazing. I'm just excited, not just doing this interview, but just about this class. I mean, I encourage you guys to get on board to hungrytospeak.com, Les Brown, and get on board fast because before they shut it down up in here, and prices go up.
Up in
But
here.
up in here. I just enjoy
I
it. I
love it.
enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, it's
I'm
so
getting off
much
my
fun.
hungry to
It's
speak.
so much. That's okay. It's so much fun. It's so much fun in there, and and the love you see between
Yes.
John Leslie and Les is incredible, and
Yes.
it's so heartwarming to see that. I think
Yes.
society needs more of that.
Yeah.
I love
The
that.
love and the warmth. And then too, what I love as well, I mean, we got over 160 people in this class. They make it so personable. If you have a question, they ask the question. Sometimes, we kind of went overboard last time, but just for great leaders to take out time to pour in, to listen, to be available. I mean, it's just like, wow,
And John
wow.
Leslie stayed. He stayed on that Zoom so it's supposed to be an hour. I think we were 2.5 hours, and he was on there like answering questions and just
I
staying.
know. I started to tell some of the classmates, leave him alone, let him go. you
Yeah.
know, but
Oh, that
that
was you.
just shows his heart. That
Yeah.
shows his heart and his passion about the hunger to speak. It's just not about, okay, you paying your money, you watching the videos. It's, I'm pouring into you. I'm pouring into your greatness. I see your vision where you're going, and even if you're not there yet and you don't see it because you said they're having coaching calls, they're, it's like they're doing development into your greatness. And what I see out of it is probably when everyone leaves, and I mean, this pandemic, people gonna need to speak life into them. So they're just training us for that. So
Exactly, for sure. And on that coaching call, Les kind of leans in and he looks at the camera and he says to me, Christine, I believe in you. And I was like, okay. It was so good to hear. It really was.
okay, you ain't say daddy.
Pretty much. So uh, now we're so off the cuff. I can't remember. Did you say your favorite quote already?
I said my quote, but I will say it again if you like.
Okay.
And I'm smiling because it is awesome to see you speechless. I'm telling you. To see you with few words, because you just so joyous, love to talk. And I guess the poem kind of did something to you, threw you off. Okay.
All right. Uh, all right. Let's do something fun. What is something fun you like to do?
Okay.
Mom, I need your attention. Is it a child or a spouse?
Okay, you say what now?
I know there's somebody distracting you. Oh, see, there's my phone.
See, someone's telling me.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
It'll stop ringing. If it's important, they'll call back. If not, I'll call them back. uh, all right. It's God calling.
Well, you need to. Well, Christine, you may need to pick that up then.
No, my husband got it.
Okay.
He's taking care of it. Oh, okay. Now I got the giggles. All right. If you had one wish, what would it be?
Ooh, you threw me off on there. You know what? One wish. Okay, if I had one wish, what it would be? I know we can't bring anybody back, but I lost my sister several years ago. And if I had one wish, I would want to bring her back. But when it's your time, it's your time. But I miss my sister. So, yeah.
Okay, I have a question here from Sandra. She says, who was your greatest inspirational person in your life?
Oh, thank you, Sandra. No pressure. The greatest one is my mom. I love her. A lot of my poems were sitting around her and women. I love my dad as well, but the greatest person was my mom and just stuff that she overcame and what she poured into. She gave me my first car. As soon as I graduated, she gave all her children cars. So, it would be my mom.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
uh, I'm still thinking about what you just said about your sister. I have a sister I lost a couple of years ago too. So
Did you?
yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
I think that's our time cue. That's what that
No,
is.
we're not done.
Okay,
We're
we're
not
not.
done.
Okay.
All right. I have persistent children.
Okay.
Um, okay, so oh yeah, so I was gonna ask you something fun that you like to do.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm an adventure person. So what I like to do for fun, okay, I love art museum. I wanted to go, we have something out here called Hidden Valley Ski Resort. So I like to try new things. So it's a lot of things I like to do. Um, okay, somebody walking past. So
No
those are some
problem.
those are some of the things, but yeah.
It's fun when other things happen that you don't expect when you're live, isn't it?
I know. Sometimes
uh,
you don't want to go live. You don't know what's going to happen.
all right, I'll give you one last question then.
Okay.
So, what are you looking forward to doing in the future?
What I'm looking forward is having my greatness to just be displayed to the world. And what I mean by that is however God chooses to use this greatness to come out, meaning that whether it be poetry, whether it be speaking, who knows, I may be a life coach, um, just using my gifts and have those gifts and the others, a story about the talents. So creating other talents that you don't have, but just being used, being available, and be willing to be used. Wherever life may takes me. So
That's
who knows? If you see what you're
that's
saying, Christine.
that's really cool, actually. Nobody's answered that question quite like that, and I really get you on that because it's like what I said earlier. You don't know sometimes where you're going to end up, and it's
Right.
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And when you said that, I'm gonna say this. I think somebody's gonna walk past again, boy. But remember, I told you my sister who passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she passed unfortunately when she was 26 from a headache, but she was a pianist and she taught herself how to play. So she have all these trophies at my mom home of all these talent shows that she won, and she tried out for American Idol. Okay, now
Wow.
she didn't make it to one of the rounds, but she was so young. But we of course we encourage at least you try it out. But once she graduated, because she passed right after she graduated college, like 2 days from a headache. So when she passed, her dream was open up a beauty salon. So I said all this to say she had dreams and she was working towards. So my goal is however God chooses, but I want to be used in the greatness capacity and hopefully my dreams are displayed to the world. So
That is beautiful. Actually, I started doing something because of my sister as well, not this.
mhm.
And it started out something simple.
Okay.
And I was just painting my nails because I just felt I really needed something to make myself feel good and lift myself up.
Right.
And I loved that feeling. And one day my mother and I had my mother over and I was going to paint her nails. And during the nail painting session, I said to her, this is something, she would have really loved. And,
Wow.
it is a small business that I do,
Mhm.
but it's not about making the money. It's about getting to see women and helping them feel good and having pretty nails. I just took all my nail polish off. I had clear on anyways. I'm going to put bright pink on.
Okay.
You just wait.
Okay. Well,
But
wait to look at those nails.
but so in this session, I was like, my sister just would have loved this, and especially as a business, like she loved people, she loved, connecting, and she had a talent for that, and it was incredible. And it makes me sad that that she's not here to be able to do that. But
Right. But you know
anyway,
what? It's okay to be sad, but then we have to remember because the book said there's a time and a season for everything. But I would say this, even that, so of course, life is precious, so we have to cherish the moments. One thing that I am thankful for, that I was able to cherish the moments, I'm sure you were too, but we also had memories. So you can always go back, you get that feeling like, oh man, I miss you, but you have memories, you had great times together. And, so we just got to
yep,
enjoy life. I mean, we can't take life for granted.
that's right, 100%. So I would like to thank you for being on. I see that you will be going places in the future. I
Thank you.
can't wait. I can't wait to see what you
Ooh,
do.
thank you.
Um,
And I will have that poem out to you.
oh, thank you so much. So thank you for being on, and thank you, viewers, for taking the time to watch it. We appreciate that you are here. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on. Let me back up. Let me back up.
Okay, back up.
No. Okay. All right. I guess just the last thing. Did I put that? Oh, yeah. I have it up on the screen right now. That's what I was looking for and couldn't find. I already had it there. Anyways, is that if this is bringing something to you, if
Mhm.
as a viewer, please click and share it with other people. And you never know who it's going to help, whether it, even if you say, oh, I don't know, and click and share it anyways, because I guarantee you there's going to be somebody out there that really needs to see this. So I appreciate all of you watching again, and Candice and I are off, and look for Candice in the future. We're going to be seeing her on stages.
Thank you. And also, I will put my email address out there, but they will see me in the future so they can look for me.
Yes,
Thank you
yeah.
so much for having me. I enjoyed being on
Oh,
your show.
well, you're welcome, and thank you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, oops.